Julianne, I want to get back to you as an attorney. You were just articulating before we went to the former president. You could tell by some of the tenor with the justices today on how things went. Obviously, there could be a timing issue of this. The Colorado primary is March the 5th. So what do you think is realistically happening now?
Well, and I think that I just read something while I was listening to President Trump that, the argument did not go the way the plaintiffs wanted. So I do think that the justices are going to come down on the side of Trump being on the ballot. The devil's going to be in the details. How far do they go? What do they say in terms of, is it Congress's authority to do this? Do the states have the authority? Is the nuance that he hasn't been charged? And so it's going to take a little while for that written decision to come out because it's going to have very far-reaching implications. Mm-hmm. And that negotiation between the justices is going to be what takes a little bit of time. But they all know that, the timing of the Super Tuesday and Colorado's March 5th primary, that's out there. I do not think we're going to hear anything in the next couple of weeks. It takes time to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, one thing we should know, too, Jason Murray, who is the lawyer for the Trump challengers, at one point, Kavanaugh was reading the dissent from the Colorado Supreme Court, a Democratic nominee. And remember, in Colorado, the state Supreme Court was 4-3, so it was very close. That allowed it to get to where we were today. This Democrat says, I've been involved in the justice system for 33 years now. What took place doesn't resemble anything I've ever seen in a courtroom. Certainly does look like, Vernon, that Colorado did not have a good showing today at the Supreme Court. And Donald Trump just saying, all the cases, it has to stop. The weaponization is totally illegal. Election interference. Vernon, to you for reaction.
Yes, I listened in on those court hearings and I heard both arguments from both sides. I heard the questions. The jurists were very deliberate in their questions. I think we all can agree, and you can see it in President Trump, that the plaintiffs did not have a good day. You can obviously see the president's very calm, very collected, very confident that he will win in this case. What you may have, depending on this case, though, you may see some knee-jerk reaction to a legislative reaction to a judiciary decision. But that remains to be seen.
Yes.
But for all accounts, President Trump should feel like he had a good day today in court.
Yeah, maybe a good night tonight in Nevada. And he says next week we'll be talking about presidential immunity, SCOTUS. So it goes on and on and on, Jack. And yet we see him, the leading GOP candidate there, heading off, seems to be in good spirits. And he says, America, they hate what's happening at the border. They talks about the crime at the hands of migrants now. And also, I just looked to his comments and taking questions where we have President Joe Biden turning down a Super Bowl interview, talking about dead politicians. I mean, the disparity between the two leaders is just incredible. Jack, to you.
That's what struck me. What we just saw was a longer impromptu press conference given by Donald Trump than Joe Biden has ever had. Joe Biden, who calls on pre-selected reporters with the answers to their questions written on cue cards right in front of him, can't remember the name Hamas, talks to Mitterrand and Helmut Kohl on a regular basis. It is scary if you are Joe Biden's press person having him go on stage. Donald Trump, in that short period of time, talked about crime. He talked about terrorism. He talked about the border. He talked about the weaponization of the court. He stopped and answered questions. Joe Biden is unable to do that, and that should be scary to any Democrat or Republican.
Yes, well, and he also talked about the love for his country, and I think so many Americans are watching what's happening today, and they love it, and they want to save it as well. So huge case today in the Supreme Court, and possibly immunity as well. I thank you all for your analysis. Very astute and sharp, as always. Vernon, Jack, and Julianne, come back real soon.
Thanks a lot.
Good to see you.